My name is Ima Asonye. I am a sign linguist and I'm also the CEO of Indigenous Hands and Voices, IHAV. Studies have shown that every 2 weeks an indigenous language dies. In the same way, several indigenous languages are at different levels of endangerment. For the most cases, this record refers to the spoken languages, while there's hardly any record for sign languages. Come to think of it, culture and social practices are untranslatable and inextricable from language. That any loss of language necessarily corresponds to a loss in cultural knowledge. This is why we in IHAV commit to 7 indigenous signed and spoken languages across societies. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, is renowned for their publicly stated mission to preserve, revitalize, and support indigenous languages around the world. In fact, the United Nations General Assembly has deemed the period between 2022 and 2032 to be the International Decade of Indigenous Languages to give the indigenous language crisis increased global visibility, as well as to incentivize stakeholders to mobilize resources that can help towards a solution to the problem. This mission is being carried out in collaboration with the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs to address the crisis of diminishing native languages across the world that has occurred over the last several decades. According to Ethnologue, 65 of about 245 indigenous languages in the world have already died out, while an additional 75 are on the brink of extinction because only a few elder speakers of these languages are still alive. It is imperative to archive these languages while we can. IHAV, through SDLE IH, has set up platforms and a mobile application that stores recordings of endangered and indigenous signed and spoken languages. Several studies have supported the idea that the period from birth to age 5 is the ideal time for children to acquire language skills. But unfortunately, this is often when deaf children are most deprived of these skills because their caregivers may still be seeking medical and spiritual help for their hearing loss, while the child is being denied of the chances of early sign language acquisition. A host of studies have proven that even profoundly deaf children have extraordinary language organization capabilities when exposed to visual language during their most formative early years. This is even more true for children belonging to indigenous cultures whose languages are not well documented and face extinction. For this reason, the National Deaf Association across the world and the World Federation of the Deaf have expressed the need for a far-reaching concerted effort to provide all deaf and hard of hearing children with accessible resources for early sign language acquisition. This is exactly what we do in IHAV. The creation of a mobile application, iHands Sign Up, gives linguists a virtual platform to document and upload comprehensive visual libraries of endangered indigenous signed and spoken languages. This will allow deaf and hearing indigenous children to maintain a cognitive development process that is on par with their hearing peers with more developed languages, and consequently help protect them from the health, education, and quality of life problems experienced by many indigenous, deaf, and hearing children. This is crucial as indigenous children already have an increased risk for these issues due to their native heritages. We are using this opportunity to reach out to you to ask for your donation to this important work we're doing and to support us. You can also volunteer. Your donation saves a language. It saves a culture. It saves life. Thank you.